Good evening. Thank y'all for being here with us on the Artist Connection on Let's Talk Radio. I'm Lady K Day, and I'm here with my lovely co-host Queen Kwani. And today we're guest hosting for Miss Drea the Poet, as she's taking a beautiful vacation that she very much deserves. And so, really quick, I'm Lady K Day. Like I said, I'm a mommy, and there go my camera. And I'm just so happy to be here with y'all. We are really in the presence of powerhouses tonight. Like, no joke. Powerhouses, ambitious, driven folks. I'm going to hand the mic over to Queen Connie so she can tell you a bit about herself, and then we're going to get right into our artist this evening. Connie?
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. As K Day said, this is going to be a great show. We got some lovely artists here for you, and we just going to get it started. Should I be the first to announce our first poet coming up?
Yeah, go for it.
Right. So we got a powerhouse off the rip. LA Speaks. Please tell us about yourself. Spit that dope stuff that I know you got, and let the show roll.
Well, what's up, everybody? My name is La Speaks Volumes. My name is La Shanae. I was raised in the Crenshaw district. I'm an educator. I'm actually a seventh grade middle school English teacher. Um, and probably why I'm a little drained right now. But I definitely have a passion for my community, for the youth, and just being a person who curates safe spaces for people. I definitely like creating in that capacity. And yeah, of course, I am a poet, and I have a couple pieces that I want to share for y'all. So uh, people know that one of my biggest influences of this time is Kendrick Lamar. So I have a lot of pieces that do. I don't want to say a lot, but I have a few pieces that do. Come from being inspired by his work. And one of those pieces that I find so fitting, of course, because I am a poet, is Poetic Justice, which is one of my favorite movies, too. So, always pretended to be Janet in some capacity. So I guess I made it because I started really doing poetry for real. So, like, so yeah, this is my piece, Poetic Justice. Can y'all hear me good?
Yes, you perfect.
Oh. I'm talking poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room, would you trust it? I mean, you need to hear this. Love is not just a verb, it's you looking in the mirror. Love is not just a verb. Love is not just a word. Therefore, it can't be said without putting forth some type of action behind it. And every now and again, we go through some things because you got to be reminded you can't do for someone else what you're not doing for yourself. But when you lost your sense of self, you start ignoring your own cries for help. While becoming consumed and burning your gas for everybody else, you forget to leave enough fuel in the tank for yourself. How you filling prescriptions but ain't prescribing for your own health. Recommending scriptures that work to get everyone else through. Yet you can't apply those same words when it comes to healing yourself too. Waking up every day searching for who you are as if you ran out of your blues clues. Hearing the expectations of who everyone else expects you to be is starting to confuse you. And some of us are letting people misuse and abuse you. Look at the person in the mirror and tell them you ain't been loving them like you supposed to. How you hire people for the job and they probably worked you. How you were looking for something real, someone who fit the bill, and these people gave you half truths. Now you walking around empty and they walking out on you like they got all the juice. Back in the day, they used to say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Just like you could lead people to the answers, but you can't make them think. So nowadays, you got to be the one to build your own self-esteem. Treat your own self like a king or queen. reminding yourself of your worth, because people will judge you as if they glass house is always squeaky clean in. No matter how much it hurts, don't silence your screams, but allow God to stitch your seams in. Remember, love should never change face. So if you ever decided to walk away from the mirror and decided to walk back, you should find it laying in the same place. I'm talking poetic justice. Poetic justice. If I told you that a flower bloomed in a dark room which you trusted, I mean, you need to hear this. Love is not just a verb, it's you looking in the mirror. Peace. First one.
That was that fire. I
So,
already knew you was gonna be dope.
So a lot actually just
Yeah,
did
that was
something
hard.
Thank
I
you.
forgot to mention. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the things that have influenced our art, that have inspired our, maybe not our art, because, we got some different lanes in here, but it's all art. The
Mhm.
way that we move throughout the earth, our purpose, our mission, what keeps you going when things get rough, when you don't want to keep going? What is the thing that you look back at or you look forward to that really drives you? Maybe it was a moment in your life, maybe it's a musical influence, maybe it's an artist, maybe it's other people that are doing the same thing. What is your influence? And that's what she touched on. And is probably she's over here being humble, but she has, I learned today, written a play. She has music out, which is amazing. She could sing, she spits, she's a mother, she's a teacher. I mean, the list goes on. You've done so many events. Like, tell us a little bit about the events that you've got going on that you're proud of, that you've done in the past, anything that you got coming up so we can tap in, please.
It's always hard for me to talk about my accolades and accomplishments from the past because I feel like I never want to get content with them. So sometimes I it's just I always want to challenge myself to strive for more. But if I can, I did play, like you said, Waiting to Exhale. I went out on a limb and formed a poetry play out of the movie. So, you know, I got a cast together, which I felt like was the hardest thing to deal with. Everybody wants to be the star, you know what I mean? And trying to deal with all of those personalities and just and honestly, but it was a beautiful experience. I learned a lot about myself through that. I learned a lot about my capacity to lead. um and yeah, like I'm on my second book that I'm writing. um my first book, I feel like that's my baby right there. I want to do something that really gives it the attention and the drive that it deserves. And I mean, I feel like I do a lot of healing work, whether that's in educating and being present with hundreds of kids every day, to my own. Um, and just like the healing work starting with myself. And I feel like that's the work that I'm most proud of, being able to understand who I am, so I understand the power that I have, and also just the responsibility of being an artist and what I put out. um, being very intentional about those messages that I put out in the world, and just the energy that people get from me, because now I am more aware of the being that I am, and how I want people to feel when they encounter me. So, that to me, that is my best work is the work that I'm doing on myself right now. So, um, yeah, that, and my drive just comes from the fact that, I want to leave a legacy that, that honestly speaks for itself, and the impact and just the love that I, am so open to giving love, that I, feel is the answer to a lot of things that we're dealing with just in the world, and just being able to give that freely without any stipulations and parameters around that. Just loving thy neighbor and just people feeling at home. That's the feeling that I want to give people when I'm out in the world. So that's what drives me, just trying to figure out how to live out my purpose to the best capacity, my fullest capacity and my best self. So
I mean, really, you
Powerful
dropping a
story.
whole lot of diamonds and rubies and gems. But the the attention to, I know that we want to give you your props, and I want you to, oh my God, but you're so great. And there's this beauty in you that it's like, but it's always coming outward. Your love, I've only known you for a short time. I know quite a few people that know you, and anything I've ever heard about you is so positive. But when I encountered your energy in person, and I'm sure that the viewers are going to agree with me, just seeing you over a screen, that energy is powerful. And it seems like your love and energy is always pushed outward, where it's like you have enough self-love for yourself, and you can see that you can really feel the journey that it's taken to get you there, and that it just outpours. It's always like, what can I give though? Like, how can my light shine onto others? And it really does speak volumes. I mean, it does. So it's like, it's, hey. So, but without further ado,
I
how
never
about
want to be an artist that's not necessary. You know what I mean? I
you?
always want to be necessary. I feel like a lot of the times, I definitely take a step back to see how I feel like I can be pivotal or just be a change, and I never want to be someone who is seen just because to fuel my own ego and fuel, just just so people can know me. You know what I mean? I always have to have a purpose in the spaces that I'm in, because otherwise I would rather not say anything. you know. And also I know like I said, responsibility when we have the voices that we have as artists, like I take that very seriously. So yeah, I have another piece for y'all. I definitely love pouring into, my black and brown women. I just feel like it's so necessary because a lot of the times we can get caught into this competitive spirit. This world makes us like really like view each other in a way that depletes sisterhood, and I that I always want to uplift women in whatever capacity, more than just calling them beautiful, but like acknowledging the resilience and the work and that we put into our daily lives. So and just I'm just thankful to be able to be amongst women and pour into them, the ways that I obviously would want to be poured into as well. So I have this piece called Pretty Brown Girl that has turned into my signature piece. um, so I'm gonna do that for y'all. Okay. I'm sorry if I'm like wordy.
You good. You perfect. You
Um,
good.
Pretty brown girl, why you frown, girl? Is it that everybody trying to put you down, girl? You don't never let them take away your crown, girl. You the one that make this world go round, girl. Pretty brown girl, I'm down, girl. How that sound, girl? It sounds like a masterpiece to me. Can never go down as blasphemy because God sculpted every part of you with a masterpiece. With a little box attached that might make him say, oh, and he call that the masterpiece. See, you can never be duplicated. There's only ever going to be one you to do what you do. So don't ever doubt why you were created. Skin glistening, heavily melanated. So beautiful, yet so many try to humiliate it. So many try to coincide your very existence with that of hatred. But baby girl, you better than that. Baby girl, stand tall where you at. And if they try to give you hell, you just go ahead and give it right back. And don't let them tell you something wrong with your curves or your little back fat, because I'll be the one to tell you. A real one still want to tap that. Okay. A real one still gonna gift wrap that. Yes. And when you throw it back, still slap that. Okay. Very much so a hot commodity. They paint invisible pictures of you because you walking around looking something like an oddity, meaning they see you, queen. And I'm gonna wear this crown until they get tired of me. Okay, take pride in being the oddest thing. Take pride in who you are, like I take pride in me. And tell them you deserve the finest things because you're the finest thing. And tell them you're not enticed by designer things because you're the best designer's thing. Tell him lose his cap and nick his knee. Don't give in till you get the ring, but until then, baby girl, press down on your dreams. Know that there's more than video vixens and BET, more than VH1 and MTV. Matter of fact, you know what MTV should mean, that you're more to value because you're valuable. Don't let these hater shades cloud you. Don't let these reality shows paint you like you a clown, boo. Acting lost and now all the wrong things done found you. And all the wrong things astound you. And you know, like my favorite said, be humble and sit down, boo. Because if God created one beautiful thing that is you, you better believe he can create two. You better believe he can create something even more beautiful than you. He'll check you like a pay stub, wake you up without the makeup, break you down until you're no longer made up, make you look at the woman in the mirror with your face up, make you stay gracious, make you pack light and lose all the baggage that you might have hit the train with. So I ask again, pretty brown girl, why you frown, girl? Is it that everybody trying to put you down, girl? You don't never let them take away your crown, girl. You the one that make this world go round, girl. Pretty brown girl, I'm down, girl. How that sound, girl? Peace.
That's what I'm
That was straight
talking
up.
about.
That sounds real good. That sounds great to me. That
Yeah.
sounds awesome. Oh,
Yo,
thank you. I knew
that
that was you. I knew that was you.
Mhm.
Yeah, from DPO.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Right,
Thank
that's
you.
right.
You are amazing. You are so humble because you are just man. Don't sit down. Don't be quiet. You deserve it all the flowers, all the grace. Queen, you did that.
Thank you so
Fire.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you
y'all.
for being here.
Of
Can
course.
you let us know how to follow you? What upcoming projects you got coming up? We want to know more. We need more of you.
um, you guys can follow me on Instagram for sure because I have like other platforms that I don't know how to use that well. Like Twitter, but everything is law speaks volumes. So please, especially Instagram, I'm very active with people too. Like I feel bad. It might take me like a week to get to the message because I'm bad at messaging. But but if I'm like in tune with my phone, because I'm a teacher, I'll be shutting off socially like after a while. But you guys can follow me on Instagram at Law Speaks Volumes. If you ever contact me or want to do anything, I'm always open to working with people, loving on people. Like that's just how I am. So yeah, please feel free to follow me at Law Speaks Volumes.
Thank you. Thank you for being here with us.
You know
Mhm.
what? Can you also plug that music, that book that we heard about a minute ago?
Okay.
Plug it
So
on in.
on on all major platforms, I do have my very first project called Joy Comes in the Morning. Um I have to warn, just put out a disclaimer. Joy Comes in the Morning was produced um in mourning. My one of my close relatives committed suicide, and that was a part of my healing process. Joy Comes in the Morning got me to see joy again. So it's a beautiful project. It's honestly purposeful and meaningful. My favorite song on there is Blessed. Um, and I'm singing on Far Away. And then there's another song called Joy Comes in the Morning that I did featuring an artist named Skrillafornia. So that go ahead and tap into that project. It's available everywhere. Joy Comes in the Morning. Um, my book is called Naked: A Woman's Unfiltered Truth and Poetry and Testimony. Right now, I'm going through a process of publishing that. So with a different publisher. So I will not, I'm not necessarily selling those books right now. But I do have another book coming out called Rude Awakening, Soft Landing, that will be coming out in the midst of this year, if God says the same. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I'm always performing, and I always have, when I'm not creating, I don't feel full, so I'm always, I don't know what it is, but I'll be creating something to give to people. So be on the lookout for that.
We're so grateful to have you on here. Is there anything you want to leave another piece before you go? Because we would love, we love to hear it.
I'm trying to think. What is another one that I have? Gosh, I can't even think. Poetic justice. Okay.
If not, it's okay. You could shoot, sing me to sleep, and then I'll
I
wake back up.
can't think right now.
It's all right. Well, you know what? Either way, I'm so grateful, as we all are, that you came on the show and gave us some. You know what? Oh, someone said 99 problems.
We ain't gonna do 99 problems because that's a little out on the radio. 99 problems is a little,
edgy.
Yeah.
We don't discriminate over here. We don't censor nothing. I did a whole FU poem on here once. You could do 90 problems if you want to.
But the problem that I do have in the 99 problems is I probably won't remember that whole thing because
Okay, it's okay.
We'll
start you out. Just save us a piece for next time.
I got y'all because I'm coming back.
Yes,
yeah, you are.
That's all that means. You got to come back, and we'd love to have you. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, Elu says, hopefully we can get you to come out on Saturday night with the rest of the crew. I posted about his event, Elu Johnson. He's an amazing visionary. He's got a piece on Compton Boulevard. Sweet Thing, have you seen it?
I think that you guys been doing the promotion for the event, right?
Yes, it's Planet Health on Compton Boulevard. It's a variety show. It's dope. They do it, I believe, every month. Is that right, Kwani? Every month?
Yeah, they do it, I think, on the last Saturday of every month. So
yeah, you gotta come through. It's a vibe. It really is like super good. Like you feel like a family reunion. That's how I felt, like a healthy family reunion.
Oh, yeah.
Super good vibes. But you know what? Thank you so much. And we truly enjoyed you sharing your gift with us and shining over here. And go kill it over at that next event, as we know you will.
I will.
We enjoyed you. We enjoyed your presence. You make me smile. You make me giddy. Thank you so much.
Thank y'all so much.
I think that for our next artist up to the mic, I'm gonna call Martina M. Dells, and I haven't met you in person. Yes. But I met you on IG today, and I've been stalking you a little bit on the IG, and I read a little bit of some of your poetry. Then what I've read is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You spoke about having an Afro-Caribbean roots and history and how that influences your art. We'd love to know. So tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so poetry is something that's always been in my life. When I was in high school, I was not like a very vocal person. I was really much so about my books, and there was a lot going on. High school is where you learn about yourself. And so I would write about it. And I was the youngest of three, and a lot was passed to me, a lot of pain, a lot of stories, a lot of, family tea, and just like broken dreams and regrets. And it was because I was the youngest and I knew how to keep my mouth shut. But as I get older, I start to realize like these are stories that need to be told. These are women and men that came from the Caribbean, didn't really know what was going on. And then on my mother's side, these were African-American men and women that built from the ground up, and they did it by themselves. So a lot of my poetry, it pulls from that. And I'm kind of shaky because like a lot of these stories are personal, but they're only personal because when you store stories inside of children, they kind of adopt that identity. And when I speak, you hear my mother, you hear my grandmother, you hear my grandfather, you hear all of these voices. So that's what influences me day to day is family, because these are stories that are untold. Yeah.
That's so beautiful. I mean, it is. I just came from another show, and I have never spit personal, like that personal poems before. And it is like, it's shaky, but it's also so therapeutic. And putting it out into the world and out into the universe does so much, not only for yourself and your family, but for the people that are listening that wish they could put those things into words and really receive something from your roots. Um, how can we get in contact with you? How can we keep up with you and your projects?
So I'm on Instagram and I have a link tree. Anything new or anything that I'm doing, I'll post that as a link on the link tree. And I usually have posts in my stories or reels about anything I'm working on. Currently, right now, I do have a poetry anthology that is out, and it is called Backwash. And I chose that particular name because when I was growing up, my grandfather, it was so gross to me and my cousins, but he had this water bottle that he would always drink out of and put water into it. And he would offer us water and we'd be like, oh no, because it has like backwash in it. But when I think about the stories and the pain and the dreams that are passed down through that water, through that nutrients, it is kind of like the remnants of somebody else. So backwash uses a lot of the like the sayings that I grew up with. And behind each of those sayings is the poetry of my life and other people's lives behind that saying. So yeah.
I love that connection. Would you like to share a piece with us? Please say yes.
Yeah. So I think I'll share. It's very simplistic in its name, but going back to having all of this weight on me, right? Like imagine having this little girl in the house that is smaller than everyone, is quiet, that's meek, but is also like a treasure chest where you can store all your secrets and your dreams and your hurt, and they'll keep it for you. So let's imagine this little girl grows up. And the name of this poem is called I Am, because these are the things that I am. I am the end of generations of baggage, weighing babies down into depths, taking freedom and redirecting steps, no longer. I am the end of family feuds and aunties shrewd, pitting women against each other. No daughter, no mother, no longer. I am the end of illness, brain rot, and organs clotted with malignancy. Death near, but science cannot see us. No health, no legacy, no longer. I am the end of murder, rape, and self hate. Mothers crying over dinner plates, seats empty as abuse sits at the head. No truth, no apology, no longer. I am of use. I am the end, but I begin. I transcend the pain my DNA sends to synapses in my brain saying, who are you to finally gain? I am the last chance baptized in regrets. Mommy chanting psalms over my head, styling my hair with teardrop barrettes. I drop the baggage. I feud with love. Cells regenerate under the doctor's glove. Defang, declaw the wolf's hunger. You cannot break me any longer. I am the beginning of the hurt that ends because the Alpha and Omega lives within me, for I am.
Ooh, you better say that. Thank you so much. That was gorgeous.
Thank you. Yeah.
I have a question.
In
Go
the
ahead.
India Irie song, I am light. You are
Mm.
that's giving me I am. I am light. Yes. Yes, you are so good. That was so good. Thank you for that piece.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a question, Martina.
Yeah.
How do I love you? I got my baby saying goodnight to me.
Oh,
Um, when you spit, when you perform those pieces, what kind of I love you? What kind of responses have you gotten from family members? I mean, if you want to share, but like that's a something that I think about a lot when sharing very vulnerable pieces that I need to heal and I need to, get those out. But it's also like, what's going to happen when this really comes out of me
yeah.
on those years?
Um, does anyone watch Queen Sugar or used to watch Queen Sugar? No. Okay. There's a character on there called Nova, and she's a writer, and she writes this book that's groundbreaking, but it airs all of the family's dirt out, and it is impactful, and it heals people, but it's vulnerable. I think one of the reasons I never published or performed until now is because of that vulnerability. So, to answer your question, when I do open mics, I usually get from the audience, look at me because they're like, oh God, I don't know what they expect me to say when I go up there, but maybe what comes out of my mouth isn't indicative of how I look. So at first they're thinking, oh my goodness. Um, and some of the things I have posted, I've had family members say, who is that? And I say, I protect my sources. But I also say, do you understand the message? You have to understand that these are things that have to be broken. I think that when we call about these things called generational trauma, I'm a spiritual person. I feel like they're demons. I feel like as long as it's a buffet of food, a buffet of souls that demons can eat off of, they will show up generation after generation after generation. And it will be the same thing over and over and over again until somebody stands up and says, this is not right. So I have some family members that they really embrace it and they appreciate it. And then I have others that, it's old school. It's like, you die with your secrets. We don't talk about anything. And they're like, well, you know, this is family and you're loved. And I said, oh yeah, I believe it. I believe that mothers and fathers and aunties and uncles, they do the best with what they know. But now it's our chance to do the best with what we know based on what we've seen. So long-winded, but it's kind of like a mixed bag. I think the audience, they appreciate it. I've had people come up to me and say, I don't understand how you could carry a weight, like that with some of the deeper pieces. And I always say it's just, I was the quiet one. So I had no choice. And that's one of my inspirations is Maya Angelou. And she spent most of her childhood quiet because of the things that happened to her. So there's a lot of her in my poetry as well.
Yes, I love that. And reminding me of something that La said, where it's like, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than my ego. It's not about me. It's not about my family member getting their feelings hurt or feeling a type of way or it's not really even airing dirty laundry just for the sake of that, but we're doing healing work. I mean, we're really healing so much and it is heavy, but sometimes we got the crown on our head and sometimes we're swinging that sword.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kwani, so we're gonna come back to you, Martina. Thank you so much for that truth that you just blessed us with. Kwani, I would like you at first, actually, Kwani, let
Yes,
me give you your flowers real quick since he's sitting under a bunch of flowers. Just really quick, before she brings in our next super funny creative that we have on the show, this woman right here, not only is she beautiful outside, inside, but this girl, the way she sings, the way of your stage presence, like the way that you can just engage a whole crowd and make us feel like, oh my gosh, this is the best. You know what I mean? Like that energy you bring to a stage. I got to witness it. and it's out of this world. It's very powerful. And then in addition, you have your poetry that's like it punches you in the stomach, but it's like the most beautiful punch you ever. It's wrapped in these like rose covered like a man, like the way that you can just use your honesty in such a beautiful way, but it packs that punch where it's like I can't deny the truth if I wanted to. Can you just tell us a few things about your projects coming up really quick?
Okay. Um, Hi, I'm Shaquan, aka Queen Bonnie, and I have a book coming out called A Journey Through Love, where, as we know, love can have its ups and downs. And let's just say the book goes through the motions in the ocean because I get up here, but I also get down here where I might have cried through some of these poems, but that's how I heal. And I feel like my book is my healing, me writing through all the trauma that I went through, dealing with love. Um, I also have a children's book coming out. It's about my little sister, who is my joy. I don't have any children, but that's my baby right there. Like she's probably the reason why I don't have any children because I've been taking care of her since I've been a child. So I was like, I did it already. I had the experience and I didn't even have to go through the labor. I will be performing June 28th at the Sims Library for the release of a connections between us. The author is uh, Andrea the poet, Andrea the chef. Shout outs to her. This is her show, and we are just co-hosting for her as she takes this lovely vacation that is definitely well deserved, so needed. She does everything for everybody, and I'm just so grateful that she trusted me to do this for her. I am honored. If I can help by any means, I would do it. I try to be as giving as possible. And so let me give this mic to someone who will hopefully bring us a laugh or a giggle or two. I love to laugh. I have a unique laugh. Hopefully, I mute myself so y'all don't get to hear it while she while she makes us laugh. But bringing to the stage, even though this is not a stage, to the mic, bless us with your voice and your laughs. Okay, I don't want to mess your name up.
I know this. I felt it coming. I felt it coming. I said she about to. It's a pause. She ain't. She on.
We were
Oh,
double dutching into it, huh?
ooh,
It's Americia.
Patricia. See, I was gonna call you Americana. No, I'm just like
Mm-mm,
no.
mm-mm.
I am not a comedian. I just got so much hurt that I try to laugh at it.
Yes, you have to. You have to. Um, First and foremost, like everybody who went so far. Oh my goodness! Like amazing. Um, I really enjoy poetry. I sometimes write it. Too scared to perform it, but I'm trying. I did like one poem the other day on stage and it felt pretty good. But my comedians made fun of me, like, oh, you doing poems now? Like loser. I'm like, shut up. But I don't really know how to maneuver into this, but a lot of y'all was talking about being in love and like your family and everything. And I feel like it's kind of funny because like in the black families, everybody got like a crackhead, right? Like it's just a part of history. You know what I'm saying? And I remember my crackhead uncle, like they used to be like, oh, he used to be like, oh yeah, I used to change your diapers, and I'd be like, who let this nigga change my diapers? You feel me? Like, why y'all letting the drug, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have any specific memories of him abusing me, but I'm just like, y'all need to be more careful because he definitely on crack. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if y'all noticed this, but like, I feel like I found a cure to something, right? Because like I've had other family members, RIP, like uncle die of cancer and like people pass away. But my uncle, he got hit by a car. He set himself on fire. This nigga did like so many things, and he do crack, and he's still alive. Like I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Crack is the cure. That's what it. If we all just start, I'm gonna start doing it like around 60. When people start getting sick, I'm gonna just start doing crack, nigga, and watch. I'm gonna be
on their coffee.
I'm gonna live because like I think it eliminate everything else. And I don't know if y'all ever see like crackheads on the street, but they be looking hella happy. Like they always up and at it, like always dancing. So, they may not have nothing, but isn't happiness the key? Snap. I'm just kidding. And what else was y'all? I'm just trying to tap into like some of the stuff y'all was tapping in because it's kind of weird to do a set on a live. But love on your love journey, girl. I'm pretty new with being in love and stuff, but I have been in love recently, and it's a roller coaster, right? And I don't know if you've like ever been with you decide to go back with your ex and like sleep with them or whatever, and then like right after you sleep with them, I mean like immediately right after you be like, I still hate you, nigga. It's still fuck you, like, like I don't want you, I just needed that or whatever, like that's
She said right off the dismount, just fuck you.
and I hate you.
I've had those toxic relationships before.
Right, toxic. So I'm trying not to be toxic, but it's hard. You know what I mean? I try to date in LA. Dating is like super trash in LA, if y'all can relate. It's like a swamp full of retarded fish. Like I don't know. Like I literally went on a date with this guy, right? And I'm vibing with him. He's like taking me out. Super cool. I'm like, okay. Took me to work and everything. And then like I see his phone ring, right? Swear to you, it's like a female in a wedding dress and him like, and they eating cake and shit. And I'm like, what is going on here? So I turned over to him like, yo, like, who is that? He was like, oh, that's my girl. I'm like, no, dude, like, that's your wife. That's your wife. Like, when were you gonna tell me this? And he was so nonchalant. He was like, why would I tell you that? You know what I mean? I'm like, what? So I thought to myself for a minute. I had to really think, and I was like, you know what? Why would he tell me that? Run what we got going on. Like, so I gave him 2 more weeks on logic alone, because that's kind of smart what he said. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. But you gotta appreciate the honesty. Like, wait, you are making sense, because if you would have told me that, I wouldn't be here right now. But in all honesty, you gotta let these niggas go. Like, females be taking on too much bullshit, and then when they get with the next female, they think we gonna take the same thing. No, I'm not, nigga. I'm out of here. Like, it's such a double standard these days. You know what I mean? Well, I can do this, but you can't do anything. What? Here's what I have to say, ladies. Cheat first in a relationship. Just cheat first, because if you cheat first and then he cheat later, you're not gonna care. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, oh, I already did mine, you feel me? I already got mine in, so so it's gonna hurt less. Like, but don't tell him like, oh, I already cheated. That's not gonna go well. But just forgive him, because you already forgave yourself, is what I'm saying.
Dropping in cheat codes.
I'm dropping them. I don't care who watching. It is what it is. What else can I bless y'all with? I guess I could do like all right. I do have this question sometimes, right? Y'all be dealing with men, right? You be sleeping with them, y'all doing your thing, and he gassing you up, right? Oh, this the best ever. Oh, you amazing. Oh, this, I love you, right? And I just be sitting there, and I be like, this nigga lying, bro. Like, this the best you ever had? Because how come I don't have a house yet? You know what I mean? Like, how come I still got a job? Like, it's females out here living in a tent with they do. Like, do I got tent pussy? You know what I'm saying? Do I got apartment, like, mansion? Just let me know. Like, don't cap on my vagina. You don't gotta do all of that. Like, I need I need to know the truth, because how is it all these other females don't gotta work and they driving cars and getting Birkins? Where's my Birkin? You know what I mean? Like, I'm saying, like,
I'm
dudes,
trying to figure it out with you, girl.
because you're like, wait, is it fire? Is my coochie fire? I don't know. Like, because you say it is, and then it's not making sense. Right? I carried the 7. I calculated the 1. You know what I'm saying? I did the calculations, and it's not adding up. The type of pussy they telling me I have, and the type of lifestyle I'm living, it ain't. I don't know what's really going on here. But I teach y'all a trick, right? If you like don't want to run up your coochie miles, you know what I'm saying, and you just want to, here, look, you got all type of crevices in your body. Use those. Juice it up, because all dudes need is an enclosed space and lubricant. You can trick these every time. Thigh crevice meat. I'm usually on stage and I can show you specifically, but I'm not, but I'm not gonna do that today. But just imagine the crease in between your vagina and your thigh. Juice that up. Turn the lights off. He gonna be like, oh damn. He gonna be like, oh, this fire. Whole time he never entered you. Whole time you getting crab leg meals, mimosas, whatever you want. Like, I'm saying, and that's not the only place. Let the conditioner run down your neck. You know what I'm saying? You got armpit meat. You got y'all looking at me crazy, but he gonna be asking you when you're on your period, like, damn baby, let me get that armpit meat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be like, I got a headache, so it's thigh crevice for you tonight, my nigga. Like, it's gonna work. Like, promise you. Like, cause I done had a dude. How do I know this? Cause I done had a dude think he was in something, and he wasn't nowhere. And I was like, what? This is so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gotta do nothing. He really think he up in there? Like, what? Okay. Take notes. I guarantee you it's gonna work. Because men are just disgusting. So it's I feel like that's all I got for y'all tonight. I don't know if I went too far.
Oh no, that
We
was
want you to go too
hilarious. Oh my God. I was over here choking. You funny.
far.
Oh, you funny. I gotta see you live on stage.
Please.
Cause
She is a whole vibe.
man, you had me over here dying.
Dying.
Oh
I'm
man.
done with you.
So I want to plug in
Yeah.
fresh and meaty burgers, right?
Plug
That,
that's
yes.
my
So
spot too.
hey, they got one in Carson. A lot of people don't know because they always know about the Florence one, but they got one in Carson. Got a whole diner. You know, it's pop. They got a stage, and so I do a talent showcase every 2 weeks, every other Friday. Lady K, they know because she been on there a couple times. Period. And I love to have poets. I love to have musicians, comedians, and you get a cash prize. Each category get a cash prize. And so there's one happening tomorrow. Period. Pull up if you can. If anybody want to perform, they welcome to perform. And I do a Ratchet Ass Taco Tuesday once a month, where we get crazy with it. You talk about whatever you want. We got ratchet music, tacos. I mean, how could you go wrong? Like, it's a good combination. So, and I perform all the time. So if y'all want to follow me, it's at Americia_comedy. Turn it up, because this summer I'm about to turn it up some more and throw some more events, and it's lit. So yeah, thank y'all for having me.
I'm a
Maricia, thank you
thing.
for that. But she had us dying.
Yeah.
I want to add on to that because that's right. I've been to the Fresh and I haven't been to the Ratchet Ass Taco Tuesday, but that has my name all over it. So I'm gonna be up in there. You know what I mean? Like that's the holy trinity of the best parts of life. So,
Yes.
but I've been to the Fresh and Meaty Burgers event that she does, and I went one week, and it was cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was there was a lot of people there. It was really funny. It was good energy. I went back a couple weeks later, and let me tell you that even though it was a good crowd at first and a good energy, it was like it exploded. And it was like the energy was buzzing. People were like trying to get in. And then somebody hit me up on IG randomly because I was posting about this event. I liked it so much. And they were like, "Oh, you keep posting about, is this you? Are you the host? Because I keep hearing about this event in Carson. I keep hearing about it. And I was like, no, this is who it is. So I directed them, but I'm like, that says a lot that you're creating that type of buzz that people are like hitting somebody up randomly. Like, I keep hearing about it. I need to find out where it's at. There's a lot of variety there. There's a lot of talent coming through, but it's just a really like dope energy. I got to give you your props for that one.
Thank you.
I
Thank
want
you.
you to be on your ovaries a little bit and tell us about this movie you got out, where we can find you. She's been
Okay.
all over the world.
I
Be on
do
them
have
ovaries a little bit.
I do have a movie out. It's on Amazon Prime, period, and Tubi. I think a lot of platforms, right? And it's called For the First Time. It's about six women who are having trouble having an orgasm. Like they cannot have an orgasm. And so it's a kind of play on um touching yourself and loving yourself and understanding how to please you. And then like we have a sex therapist who's Slink Johnson, which is hilarious. So yeah, check that out if you have time. I got skits coming out. Check out my skits. Yeah, it's going up.
That's dope.
Yes.
And you know what? On top of that, I follow you a lot. I look at your posts. You have this energy about you for real. Like, she's funny, she can make you laugh, but she's really deep too. She's just like one of those people that it's like, dang, like you really got everything. Why don't you have a house? You know what I mean? Like,
You know what I'm saying? This is shit not making sense. It's not making sense. Soon, watch. Soon I'm gonna be in a mansion on the beach. I'll be like, it happened, y'all, but it wasn't because of my pussy. It was
thank
because of
you.
my talent.
That makes it better.
Right. So that's what I'm going for now. Fuck these niggas. I'm about to just get it on my own.
That's what's up. All right. So I want to introduce this man. Next to the mic. I have to. Okay. So, there I go dropping I'm getting all passionate in here, slamming stuff. So this man is out of ATL. He's out of Georgia. His name is Lightworker Wayne. He's out the A. Okay, so I have never met this man in person, but I consider him to be someone who has definitely inspired me on my journey. And I consider him to be just good people and a good person in my life. We started talking like 2.5 years ago, maybe now, and we're IG friends. But man, we were following the same event a couple years ago, and since then, like, we've tapped in with each other. I have seen his career, his path explode. I mean, he has been following his purpose. He really is a light worker. He be putting light out into the world, speaking life into people, like in this very unique way. And you will hear in a minute his catchphrase. But he's like a super sane. He's just this powerful king walking around, but always humble with it. And just the people that he affects in his life, you can see his glow in them. But it's he's carrying the glow of God. Like, you could really just feel it when he's speaking life into people. So without further ado, this is Lightworker Wayne, y'all.
Hey, thank you, Kaylee. Thank you, thank you, thank you, K-Day. Like, I appreciate just the whole intro. Peace and love to all y'all. Like, I've been feeling the poetry. I've been feeling that, and I connect to that too, being of Caribbean descent. Yo, you had me laughing, especially with the tent pussy joke. Yo, you had me laughing, but it's good vibes, good vibes. And it's an honor, K Day, for you to be able to have me on here. But yeah, so yeah, it has been 2 years. I really forgot how we met, but both me and her just been connecting. I've been checking on her, making sure she's good. A little bit about myself. My name is Lightworker Wayne. I'm a motivational speaker, youth mentor, mental health advocate, social worker, uh, podcaster as well. Um, and how I became a light worker, I went through a divorce. It was about 3 years, which caused me to be homeless. So I was homeless for an extended period of time, living in my mom's car, getting to work, dealing with a lot of stuff, dealing with poverty, dealing with demons from my relationship. I was dealing with spiritual attacks left and right. Um, like just some real dark stuff. Really humbled me. I had to bathe in gas stations, um, bathed in parks. Had to convert to only eating one once a day, which which is something I still do. The intermediate fasting, but I had to really work on myself. I had to really tap in spiritually. I had to really work on myself during that time. I started receiving a lot of angel numbers. Things was coming in sequence. You know, at a period during that homeless time, I also was I also wanted to commit suicide, but I didn't. I endured the trials, endured the tribulations, and that's where I got inspired to become first a YouTube content creator. I was watching this guy named Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters. I was motivated, inspired by him, and started doing my videos. And then one time, I just started speaking passionately. I was like, oh, well, I could do this motivational speaking thing. So that led to me going to poetry spots, right? Because is more poetry areas in Atlanta than spots for motivational speakers. I mean, so started doing motivational speaking there. Started getting practice, build up. Then a lot of people in the community in Atlanta wanted me to do some of their events, to speak at some of their events. And eventually it led to where I'm at now, where I switched from the poetry lane to more of the community mental health lane. And I've been able to rise up my career, been able to rise on a whole another level. I'm meeting people that I'm able to network with, people that I'm able to be connected. So, I'm at this point where I'm at now. Yeah, the journey was hard. Homelessness. I grew up middle class and pampered. My parents did everything for me. I was the nerdy black kid during a time where it wasn't cool to be a black nerd, be in the anime, Japanese manga, all that stuff. I'm hardcore in it. I grew up during that time where I was bullied a lot. So everything I have endured in my life, I put it into the motivation. I put it into the speech. So I put that in there to motivate, to elevate, and to generate electricity for every being that hears my words could be charged up to go after their destiny.
Wayne puts a lot as well of his energy into motivating the youth, and I really admire that. Um, you know, you want to speak a little bit on that influence of why that really speaks to your story?
Okay, yeah, because really, if I had someone like me that came and talked to me when I was my age getting bullied, that would have sped up my development. It took me graduating high school for me to start loving myself, for me to start having confidence. So if I would have just had just an older guy who I thought that was cool, who was just talking to me, that would have really helped me. So I decided, well, actually, a friend put me onto this career. I was working in the school system, and a friend saw how well I interacted with the kids. So he put me onto this field. In Atlanta, it's a lot of mental health agencies where you could be an independent contractor and you could work for them and you have your own caseload. In my caseload, I focus a lot on kids and also people with special needs. So, yeah, it is pretty much why I teach the kids because the kids need a mentor. I mean, they really need a mentor. It's so easy for a kid to go down the wrong path, and just me speaking as a man, yeah, yeah, as a young boy, All you need to do is see a guy with fresh clothes, a guy getting all the women, a guy with the chain, and you're automatically drawn to that because you want that, you know. And that guy could be of that guy could have a negative perspective. It could gear you to the wrong lane. So what if we have another person come from the light, you know, that the kid could admire? Is like, hey, I could talk to this dude. Hey, okay, I see another version of myself. So I decided to take that in my role and be a positive male mentor for these kids to see that, hey, you could be who you are. You could like what you like. Just have the confidence. Just have the confidence to own that shit and to walk in that.
That's right. And I really, I be paying attention to the folks that I interact with online and in person, and I really try to observe like what is it about them that's unique. And and I be watching some of your moves, and I see that you got the podcast out now, and you've I remember when you started that YouTube channel, and I had like kind of popped in for a second and like, oh, what is this about? And it's, time has gone by and you don't think about it, and just it goes by like that. And the next thing you know, we were speaking the other day about like, I'm busy, but it's a good kind of busy. And, you're like, let me check my schedule, because things are just booming right now. And it speaks so to the fact of like, when you're putting that energy out, that good energy, and it comes back to you. And sometimes when we're going through hard things, there's been times that I've been there too, where I didn't have somewhere to stay, and you don't know where your next meal is coming from. And it's like, but you don't let that break you somehow. Like whatever the higher power is, whatever is in this universe causes you to survive when there's days you don't even want to. You're like, just take me. Like I'm already almost there. And somehow you keep your heart the way that you keep it. You could let it make you cold and hard, and you could get hopeless. And we human, we have our moments, but overall the fact that you've kept that light about you and only have strengthened that, that's part of your story too. Just keeping a good heart and not saying, well, F y'all, like, you treated me this way, so now I'm gonna move through the world like this and I don't care about any. No, because we all know here that when you put that energy out, it might not come right away, but it's gonna come back. And so when you're putting that good energy out, the fruit shows. And I just like snaps for that, because you can see the growth in you. And it does inspire those of us that that are watching, because people are watching, people are paying attention. So I appreciate you for coming on here. And I do have a quick question.
Yes.
If today was your last day on earth, or maybe the world was ending tomorrow, let me find some wood and let it not, but
Yeah.
my manifesting powers are very strong right now, so I don't want to.
Oh, come on now. Don't speak
But
that to the distance.
if it was like the last thing you were going to share with another human being, what do you think is one of the most important lessons, one of the most important things that you would drop? That if it was the last thing you could say to another human. Sorry to be, go there.
Power of love, and how love is a powerful energy. Yeah,
Yes,
power of love. Then if I could share a second thing,
please.
I also talk to them about what I have found out in my spiritual journey. I'll share a bit of my inner world with them.
Can you elaborate a little bit?
Okay.
Since the world
Okay.
isn't ending tomorrow, as far as I
Well,
know.
well, we each have an inner world, right? It's the inner world is like that sacred place that's inside of us that we gain strength from, where our will comes from, where our resilience comes from. and our minds is always acting like a sponge, is absorbing everything, this conversation, the people you around, the media you listen to, the music you tune into. So if you focus that on things that can empower you, different lessons, characteristics and values, and you remember that, you place it inside your inner world, you could incorporate that into your being. Mm. So that's basically what I mean by, uh, by the inner world. My light comes from my inner world. Uh, the lessons I've learned, just about spirit, about the universe, the things I've went through, the things that I become inspired, the content that I watch, that I focus on the positive and take that trait and put it within me. It's like, okay, I'm going to work on this and that for I could be good and for I could be good in such and such area.
No, we really appreciate that. That's facts, because we don't realize how much the things that we consume in all types of ways really do affect us. It really does. Even though I like that song, so I don't want to stop listening to it. But how do I feel after? I don't feel as power. I'm not vibrating as high as I want to. I'm feeling ratchet as hell, and it's fun for a second, but but no, it really
But,
speaks.
well,
Yeah,
uh, 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 but I'll say this one thing: it's about balance, though. It's about
yeah,
balance. It's
that's true.
perfectly okay for you to, what I'm saying, because there's even some songs I ride to that put me in a certain vibe,
Hey,
they
they
may
just
not be
slap.
of the highest, but I make sure, you know what I'm saying, I consume some soul food afterwards. So
That's
you know,
what's up.
yeah.
Gotta
So
get that
hey,
karma,
it's
man.
about balance.
Kwani, I want to ask you, will you please drop some of that beautiful soulful voice? Speaking of soul food, can
Ooh,
you sing to us? Can you sing to my soul for a
oh,
minute?
she put
Right.
him on the spot. I did not come prepared to sing to
Absolutely.
y'all.
Like I did that.
You did that. You did that. You did that. Let's see. Well, she said, sing something soulful. And the first thing that came to my mind was swing low, sweet chariot coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet, sweet, sweet chariot coming forth to carry me home. Oh Lord.
That's great. That voice. I'm telling you, the way when she gets on a stage, I
It,
mean, people
I
fall in love. Like,
different on
woo.
the stage too. It's just a whole different energy. Me sitting in my room. This is a whole nother vibe. I think I literally become a whole nother person when I'm on stage in front of the mic. It's just a whole different experience. But it's this is such a sacred space too. Just being with you guys, even though it's virtually. I feel the energy. I'm feeling the love. And I want to thank you, light worker, for sharing your light, because we need that. We need we need this energy. We need people like you. And I want to thank you for being able to give and going through that darkness and coming out bigger and better.
Yes. Hey,
Um,
thank you.
but
Thank you.
hey, I just want to congratulate you for just being such an incredible host. You are doing this. This is your thing. I'm not a very talkative person. I am very just quiet. I remember you saying the quiet people. I am the quiet person. That's why I am very shocked, but honored that they asked me to do such a thing, because I am not a talkative person. But K Day, you are an incredible host. You are doing such a good job. And I would love for you to bless us with something. Give us some light. Bless us with your voice. Cause she can sing too. While she over here tooting my horn. Toot, 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 beat, beat too. Cause you are so fire. She is a dope poet, singer, musician, whatever you want to do, just give us something because we need you, baby.
Oh damn. Okay. You gonna tag me like that? Thank you so much. I'm trying. You know what? I'm trying to make. We salt and pepper in here. We doing it, and we're trying to make Miss Drea the poet proud because she does so much for us. So I'm trying to make her proud out here. Because she's a person, our main host of this show, that she believes in folks so much. Like, she really make you believe in your own self. She's one of those people. And when we encounter people like that, man, it just makes you want to go harder, just because it's like, oh, you see something, like, okay. And that makes you want to do that for other people too. I'll share a poem. Can I say pussy? We said pussy here. Okay. I think it's that ship has sailed. Okay. I have a poem and it's about my punani. It's called Bastet, and it's that is the name of an Egyptian cat goddess. But right after this, I want to hear some poetry from Martina, because I need to hear some more of, you know what I mean? Like, I need that. All right. Bastet, Egyptian cat goddess. This was written during solo activities. This pussy is beauty, feline divine, the only one of her kind. Ahead of her time, she sings from within, life-giving, she rests in peace. Owning her future, she lives in the moment. She promises nothing. You keep one night open, not knowing she'll have you for life. To die in the arms of a soulful woman is free from falling into the abyss of fairy tale myths. The thrill in her kiss is deeper than sin, yet the weight is lighter than breath. This pussy is beauty, graceful, stretches of movement, bearing toes and leaves of grass, explosive boom, leaps of grace on a whim, feasting on grapes of wrath and rage to escape the rebel in you. Guest performs on her stage, she revels in drinking you in. Unquenchable thirst, quests and journeys to geysers, unearthing the tension, urging the further ascension, sharing in first, bearing your worst, indulging cherry top seconds. This pussy is beauty, blessed and reckless, blazing seconds until we drown. Dreamy miles up under, an abundance of octaves together asunder, thunder and stardust, rounds on rounds of applause, clapping in steamy wonders of August. Waking on faraway beaches, freshly painted parkway benches, sunray soaked, gently sprayed by the mist of her lips, lulled by hums of lullaby sang in the buzz of her throat, her sweetness drips, the balance tips. Drawn by fragrant traces of mangoes and peaches, gravity dips, fingertips graze Zion in the midst of her bliss, gazing high onto doorbells of heaven. Baby, fly on, but tell no one just how high the peak is. She's more than release. She's the seed of belief. She's the thief of peace, holding keys that unlock the deepest secrets of sphinxes. Yes, this pussy is beauty, suspended in air, carefree, accept the slightest check for parachute straps, only to accept there's no going back. You live in her now. Pulse has fused to her cadence. The push of her pool is found in her radiance. Your patience puts her ocean in motion, and awkward is where she's the craziest. She is not one to come on command. Dive in now, but do not expect to land. She steadies her crown. She's ready and grown. She's claiming her throne, her playground wherever she chooses to roam. In every world, her presence is felt and known. If there's two things I know, she tastes like freedom and she feels like home. Thank you. I need a house.
That pussy got power. Yes.
At least a two-story tent. Come on now.
Facts.
Thank you. Now, as I said, Martina M. Dells, come on now. Jump in here because I need some more poetry, please. I need to hear, let's switch up the vibe a little bit.
That was just so beautiful and sweet and kind. I don't know. My poetry's a little like a bit of a downer, but not really. I mean, this is a new piece. It's good performed, but it's also good read. It's called Bad Soulmate, but if you see Bad Soulmate written out, the BDSM is capitalized. So I like the pain. What do they call that? Liking the jab and the twist of my fate, liking the shame and the saddle-backed sorries that make me a kind, forgiving, soft mate. Making a list of your favorites and hatreds, then watching displeasure form on your face. Yell at me harder. Yeah, harder. Now smack me. I promise next time I'll hunch over, not tower. 'Cause real women are liked for petite packaged power. I liked the pain. That was my only attention. The conditions were not too much to partake. Belittle, berate, dictate, consummate. That one is one sided. My man only dates. Always lead, never follow. Always bigger, never shallow. Always right. I am wrong because that's clearly my thong. Choke me out, gag and collar me. No safe word, just devour me. I sure like the cold darkness of your vehement. But the heart often tires, and the soul co conspires with the mind as I stare at a hooded face you. I reach up just to take it, just to see my love's eyes, just to bask in the favor of dreamy filled lies. And to my surprise, it was a head full of eyes. One looked sad, one looked sorry, one looked thrilled, one looked hungry. But they all looked on, wondering how much more I could take. Not one ear, not one mouth, just eyes, hands, and fate on a date with my crumbled up flesh on a plate.
Amgel's poetry, baby.
Yeah.
Thank
There
you.
were so many
Thank you.
layers to that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thanks.
Man, I need to hear another one.
Oh,
You making me addicted, girl.
no, it's therapeutic, and back to light worker, like your story is so inspirational. I think it's funny that you say you go to open mics, like poetry places, to speak motivationally, because poetry, it's not, it doesn't have a definition. You know, everyone tries to define it. Oh, it's prose. No, it rhymes. No, it has a scale. It's like, no, it's from the heart. And even inspirational speaking is from the heart. And like when I perform poetry, it heals me and it heals other people. And that's such an indication of love, because love, it heals the person it comes from and it heals the person it shines on. So when I wrote Bad Soulmate, it's pretty much about, kind of sad, but it's pretty much about a lover that only knows the love of hurt. And so they become fixated with it and they become entranced by pain because that's the only type of love they've ever received. And in the end, just the head full of eyes is people. You know, a lot of times there are people that watch these type of toxic interactions and they're entertained or they feel sad. So this was a poem I wrote to heal people, and it healed the person I wrote it for as well.
You know what? That's incredible. I mean, it really is just the way that all of us can take what starts as seeds in our head, you know, whether it's to make people laugh, whether it's to inspire, whether it's to just reach into another person's psyche and their emotions and like see if we can put words to it, if it's just to entertain, like, and take them out of their everyday for even just a second. Like the way that we can do that is such a blessing, and that I think all of you here should really like give yourself a hug right now, because we really take some of the deepest and darkest and whatever it is, like parts of us and innermost parts, like you said, Wayne, sacred, and we are brave enough to let it come out of us for a bigger purpose. I mean, it just is so dope. It's so dope. I could go on and I won't. But thank you for sharing that. You know, we coming, you know, we winding down. And does anyone else want to share anything from this night? Your thoughts on tonight, even like the energy? How
Well,
you feel?
Ada, ada, ada. Excuse me. I would like to say a quick motivational, speech. Okay, okay, okay.
I was hoping you would.
Okay, okay. There once was upon a time that me and you and the others too was at a low place because, like many of us, we dealt with not loving ourselves. We dealt with pain. We dealt with the feeling of unworthiness. But until we go through the dark and realize that the light is in it, and until we are brave enough to walk that path through the darkness and discover the love within us, to appreciate our bodies, to love our mindset, to value our being, to honor ourselves. And when we attain that, that becomes the brilliant light of motivation. That becomes the energetic, the energy, the drive, the electrical feel that you feel pulsing in your body, vibrating, invigorating your soul for you to reach to heights of success, heights of elevation, using the power of motivation, having the focus of determination. You can use that to build a nation, to build a generation, to build who you are, to show everybody who doubted you, everybody that was in disbelief, that you have the power and the acknowledgement that God is inside of you, that strength, that energy. Tap into that, hold it, harness it, gain it, and access that into yourselves, and use that to further your dreams, and use that to ignite the flame within, and to go and succeed and to climb mountains of Olympian heights, to soar like a phoenix and to touch the sky, to realize why you are worthy, why you should love yourself, why you should respect yourself, why you should honor yourself, and why you should value yourself. Let's get it! Hey! And if that inspired you, subscribe to the Vibe. Lightworker Wayne, motivational speaker, mental health advocate. I couldn't get too loud like how I usually do.
This man be out here frolicking in the woods, shirtless. I mean, like, just
Yeah,
black
yeah.
boy joy all day, and I love it. You know, you see him turn into a whole panther. But like imagine that energy in person. One day I'm gonna make it out to the A because that's calling me. It is calling
I
me.
got you.
Martina,
I
are
got
you
you.
out
Yeah.
there? I'm gonna make it out there. I feel a calling. Martina, are
Mm,
you on the East Coast or are you from just are you out here?
So I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Philly, and I now
really.
live in Tucson. Um, I do work in tech, so that's what brings me here. But yeah.
Gotcha. I forgot to ask you earlier,
Yeah.
but that was a side note. Wayne, thank you so much for sharing that. Anyone who wants to tap in with him, follow at that Lightworker Wayne. Any of us, I know we've all shared our handles and things like that, and then we can branch out from there, the things that we have. But we've got M. Dale's Poetry, Mauricia underscore comedy, at Queen Kwani, at Lady K Day, at La Speaks Volumes. Um, Queen, how we doing on time? Do we want to share anything else? You wanna sing me to sleep? You wanna sing me some
Oh,
lullabies, girl? Home?
when you said sing you to sleep, I thought of that Cheetah Girls song. Na na ni da na 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 ni da hey, ya. Na ni da hey, ya. I don't know no Spanish, so what she's saying, I have no idea, but it sounds pretty. I think we can go on ahead and wrap this up. Let's give Q stall Q out for the night. so he can get some
Yeah.
rest. And everybody, please let us know what you're doing, upcoming events, how to follow you, and let's call it a night.
You know what? Thank you so much, y'all. I love y'all. It was a
Thank
great night. Thank you for being here on the Artist Connection on Let's Talk Radio. We're going to talk soon.
you.
Have a
Thank you.